Welcome back, everybody, to the Jacksonville Jaguars franchise here on Madden 21. Today, our Jags try to avenge the two-game losing streak we are currently on with a divisional matchup against the 2-9 struggling Houston Texans. And to say these guys are struggling, that would be putting it nicely. We had a tough loss last week, 24-20 against the New York Jets. And the main story of that game was the poor kicking performance by Volker Gantz, who missed 3 kicks in that game, an extra point and 2 field goals. Volker Gantz has been really good for us this season, but this is the second straight game that we've lost partly because of kicking. If you remember last week against the Buccaneers, we lost by 1, and Volker missed an extra point early in that game. So Volker Gantz has been shaky through 2 weeks. The first, 9 games of the year, he's been really good. And I don't want to take anything away from that, but the past couple of games, he's been really bad. I'm not considering replacing him, but his performance today will be something we have to monitor. We do have some good news on the injury front, some good news and bad news. The good news is that Orlando Brown will finally be back, which means our offensive line is now healthy again. But we lost another important offensive piece in wide receiver DJ Chark, who's arguably our most important player. Chark pulled his groin early last week and will not return until, I believe, week 16. So he will be out for the next 3 games, and we're going to need some guys to step up, including Casey Shock. Shock is going to have to be our alpha receiver. He's obviously had a pretty good season this year when healthy. He did miss some games earlier in the year, and overall he has played pretty well, but he's never been our lead guy. It's no secret that he has played well against the Texans in the past. In week 3, 15 catches, 294 yards, and 5 touchdowns. I don't think he needs to put up anywhere near that type of performance today, but we're still going to need him to play really well these next few weeks. And again, we're going to need a lot of these other guys down the depth chart, players like Zeke Bowman, Joshua Thomas, Mookie Baker. We're going to need them to continue to step up. Obviously, we're trying to figure out who our long-term wide receiver 3 is, and if that player is on the roster, and these next few weeks could help us give answers. So let's take a look at the Texans. This is a team who won the division last year over us, barely right at the end of the season, but we beat them in the playoffs, and things have gone really south since. Deshaun Watson is still their quarterback, but he's not had a great year, and the rest of the roster really is just not all that inspiring. These guys pretty much are in tank mode. Their season is pretty much done, but this Jaguars team has lost 2 games in a row, and you never can count out anybody in an interdivisional matchup, especially with the Jaguars' best player not playing. We're now in week 13, the final stretch here of this season. Jacksonville, the past few years, has really been unable to finish the season strong, and this year, especially in the fourth quarter, they've really struggled to finish as well. That's what she said. Let's get it started. 4 of 5 of the final games are in Jacksonville, by the way, so a lot of home games the rest of the way here for Jacksonville, which is good news. 2nd and 8, deep ball from Watson, incomplete, but we've got a flag. Defensive pass interference on Zaire Wiggins, so that'll be an automatic first down for the Texans. It's no secret that Zaire Wiggins has been outstandingly good this year. He's been the best defensive player in football. He's really cleaned up the penalties as well, but that doesn't mean he's necessarily been perfect with the flags. First down now, handoff for Sony Michel to the left side. Gets a nice run and is wrapped up by the rookie safety Josh Jordan Jr., but not before getting to the 16. Quick start for the Texans offense. They did kind of luck out with the penalty, but are still doing quite well at the moment. Back to Sony Michel. He loses 3 this time, wrapped up by Josh Allen, who currently leads the NFL in sacks. It's a contract year for Josh Allen. He's made himself a lot of money, and I know Jacksonville is going to do whatever it takes to bring him back. 3rd and 11, Watson, deep ball for the end zone. It's caught by Henderson, but out of bounds. Nearly an interception. That would have been C.J. Henderson's 2nd INT of the year, which is only 10 less than Zaire Wiggins has. Texans going to go for the field goal. The kick is good, and Houston will start off up 3-0. Their kicker is still Kaimi Fairbairn. So the Jags have it on offense. Koko Nwosu's really played well these past few games, but he does not have his best weapon, which should be a cause of concern. Short pass fair for Zeke Bowman for a gain of 17. 2nd and 9, another pass. This time it's a short throw for Joshua Thomas, getting some of the other guys involved early. Not Casey Shock, not David Njoku, not R.J. Ewell, but it's the other guys who obviously have a lot to prove these next few weeks with bigger roles. Another guy who has quite a bit to prove is Antonio Gandy. Golden to the inside. He gains 17 yards. So far, so good for Jacksonville. It appears the offense has not lost a step, even without their best player. Second and goal, Davion Riddick loses 3. Riddick has been surprisingly solid with his increased role since J.K. Dobbins got hurt. He's had a few really big runs, but he just needs to be a little bit more consistent. Third and goal, Ewell is back in the backfield. Koko Nwosu looking to throw it. Tries to get a short pass for Zeke Bowman, who caught a touchdown last week, but it's broken up by Lonnie Johnson. Jags going to kick the field goal, a 23-yarder, a chip shot for Volker Gantz, and it's barely good. He got awfully lucky that that kick went in, but it is good nonetheless, and the Jags will tie it up at 3. Texans have it back, 2nd and 10. Deshaun Watson up the middle just a little. That's a nice play for Brandon Cooks, the veteran. He's in like his 10th or 11th season, but he is still sneaky young. He entered the NFL at only 20 years old. 2nd and 4 now at the 49. Watson under pressure. He is sacked by Josh Allen. It doesn't look like Josh Allen will break the sack record this season, and there was a legit possibility of that a few years back, but he is now at 15 on the year, and he has done a phenomenal job of getting to the quarterback. 3rd and 15, Watson looking to throw it. He is sacked again. Josh Allen once more gets to the quarterback. Brian Burns as well gets half a sack too. Unfortunately, defensive tackle Bleep Fryerwood is injured on the play. Luckily, it's not a serious injury. He would return to the game shortly after. First down, a little bit past midfield. It's a handoff for Davion Riddick, and he will lose a couple yards. Rough start for Riddick here today. 3 carries, -4. 3rd and 5 now. Koko nowhere to throw it. Nearly sacked. Just tries to get rid of it. And Koko Nwosu is 6 for 9 at the end of the first quarter. Nice. That was Josiah Walridge, the former first-round pick, with the hit. Tied at 3-1. A sloppy start. The Jags don't look great so far, but there is still plenty of time to fix some things up. One of the second quarter, Deshaun Watson from the 13, back to Brandon Cooks. He faked out Zaire Wiggins. Not a great start to the game for Wiggins. Now, this won't kill his Defensive Player of the Year chances because, again, he's been far and away the best defensive player in football. But so far, he has not looked overly sharp so far in this one. Now at the 44, 3rd and 5 for Houston. Deshaun Watson looking to throw it. Tries to get it to his tight end, but the pass is incomplete. Christopher Herndon was the intended target, and the Jaguars will get it back with an opportunity to take their first lead of the day. R.J. Ewell with the handoff, and he is hit hard in the backfield by Zach Cunningham for a loss of 2. The Jaguars' run game has been really inconsistent this season. They surprisingly actually lead the entire NFL in rushing yards, but there are just too many inconsistent weeks. Here's a nice juke for Davion Riddick to the 41. First big run of the entire game here for the Jaguars. So right as I was trash-talking this rushing offense, they get a gain of 23. Now at the 48, Koko, short throw, tough catch by the former Westlake Hornet Zeke Bowman, who brings it to the 36-yard line, and the Jags offense appears to be in business about halfway through the second quarter. Riddick with the handoff on first down and fumbles the ball, and it's picked up by the Texans. Bernardrick McKinney with it down the field. Koko chasing after him. He can't catch him. Shock now after him. Breaks the tackle and is brought down by Riddick at the 3. What a play for the Texans defense. Not only is it a massive fumble, but a massive return as well by Bernardrick McKinney. But the booth would choose to review the turnover. And as you can see by the replay, Davion Riddick's elbows and knees are both down before the ball comes out. So the play will be reversed. A massive break there for Jacksonville. They do lose a yard still on the play, but that's a lot better than the fumble standing. 2nd and 11. There's the tight end, Daniel Romer, wide open, bringing it to the 19-yard line. Romer's been pretty quiet recently, especially with David Njoku having back-to-back really good games. But today it's Njoku who's been quiet. On 2nd down, Josiah Walridge, the former USC Trojan, bringing down the quarterback. First sack of the day for the Texans, and it is now 3rd down and 15. Koko this time going to scramble to the right side, looking to throw it. Going to try to get it for Bowman in the corner of the end zone, and it is broken up. The Texans get the stop, and oh dear, here comes the field goal unit. Volker Gantz from 41. Again, a close one, but it's good. So Volker Gantz is 2 for 2 on field goals today, but his 2 kicks have been a little bit closer to the goalpost than you'd wish. So the Jags do have the lead now. Still a very low-scoring game at the moment with 3 minutes left in the half. Deshaun Watson's short throw is caught by Herndon, wrapped up quickly by David Harris. at the 38-yard line. The Jaguars have really dominated time of possession. The Texans really have not been able to string a lot of momentum together offensively. First down, here's a nice run by Sony Michel, and now the Texans are in business. Unfortunately for them, Sony Michel is injured, however, so we'll check on his status. Hopefully he'll be all right. Now from midfield, following play, Watson looking to throw it. It's a short pass for the first-round tight end, Vincenzo Pagnotti, for a gain of 20. Rarely do you see tight ends go in the first round, so obviously Pagnotti has to have a lot of skill, and he has had a pretty good rookie season. 3rd and 10 now for Houston at the 30. They are in field goal range, so they do have a nice opportunity to tie it. Watson, short throw again for Pagnotti. Pagnotti, somehow, still alive! What a play by Vincenzo Pagnotti! He broke about 5 tackles and then stiff-armed Brian Burns to the ground. What a play by Pagnotti, and the score is now 6-9. Well, now it's not, but it was 6-9 at one point. That was a pretty nice 15 seconds we had. So the Jags are now down by 4 after Pagnotti decided to turn into Marshawn Lynch. As here's Joshua Thomas to the 40. Not a bad start for Thomas or Zeke Bowman today. Mookie Baker has been pretty quiet, though. From the 48 now, Coco scrambling with it, trying to find an open receiver. Deep ball for Njoku. What a catch. To the 19. Njoku was great last year in the playoff game against the Texans before he ended up getting injured. Houston fans getting bad flashbacks of that one. 3rd and 8 now. Tough pass, trying to get it to Thomas. And it's broken up. Nice stop by Houston. So it looks like the field goal unit will return to the field. A 34-yard attempt for Volker Gantz. And again, a pretty close one, but it does fall. So Volker's kicks were not perfect today, but they all went in. He is 3 for 3 so far. 9-10 is your score. The Texans are on top in a pretty low-scoring affair up to this point. Coco Nwosu's played pretty well. I think he has outplayed Deshaun Watson, but the Jaguars still do find themselves losing. Let's go to half number 2 now, where Jacksonville will attempt to pick things up. Their offense did have 3 scoring drives, but were unable to find the end zone. First down, a solid start there. It's a decent run from R.J. Ewell, but Mike Rhodes is injured on the play, and he will not return to action. Could miss some time. Mike Rhodes got injured earlier in the season, so seeing him go down is certainly not ideal. When he's been in the game, he's been pretty good, but he has had trouble staying healthy so far. 2nd and inches, Coco scrambling to the right side. Deep ball caught by Casey Shock. Down the field, gets it inside the 15. Big play there for Casey Shock. What a solid first half. Nothing crazy, but he has been pretty good for the most part today and got a big play there. 2nd and 6, Coco for Shock. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Casey Shock with his 6th touchdown of the season. It's also his 6th touchdown this season while playing against the Houston Texans, which is pretty wild. 15-10 now. The Jags will go for 2, trying to make it a field goal game. Coco is sacked and fumbles it. It's picked up by the Texans. Can they get a 2-point conversion on the return? The answer is no. Jordan Whitehead is tracked down at around the 30 by Davion Reddick. So the Texans will stop Jacksonville from getting 2 points, but are unable to get 2 points of their own. Houston has it back, but not for long. Watson is picked off by Josh Jackson to the house for a touchdown. Hot start to the second half for the Jaguars. We're only 2 minutes in, and they've already scored 2 touchdowns. In the first half, they didn't even score 1 touchdown. And all of a sudden, it's now 22-10. 3rd and 4. Watson, under pressure, he breaks the sack from Chason. Still alive, gets by Babineau, and runs out of bounds after only gaining 3. Watson could have gained that first down, but he just didn't. Jags have it back, 2nd and 6 at the 31. Coco, a deep ball that's caught into the hands of Casey Shock, who's gotten off to a great start here in the second half. He's had a few really big plays, had the touchdown earlier. 2nd and 3 now. Coco under a lot of pressure. He is sacked. It seems like whenever Coco scrambles to the left side, he gets hit. Josiah Woolridge with his 2nd sack of the day, and it's now 3rd down and long. Coco looking to throw it. Going to try to get it to Shock, and he's unable to drag the feet in bounds. Jacksonville nearly with a big play there, but it's incomplete. They could have gone for the 57-yard field goal, but they just decided to punt it. And the Texans have it back. 2nd and 2. That's a loss of yardage. Benny Snell, the ball carrier on the play, wrapped up by the rookie out of Penn State, Josh Jordan Jr. Snell, of course, having to step up for the injured Sony Michel. 3rd and 4, Watson's pass for Pagnotti is tipped and incomplete. So the Jags will get it back at around the 16-yard line after a nice punt by the former Jaguar, Logan Cook. What a move by Casey Shock. That was a risky throw. Not only did he get the catch, but he used his incredible speed to run past all those defenders for a big gain. Now from the 44, Coco under a lot of pressure, and he is sacked by Knight. Houston's pass rush has been really good. The Jaguars have not allowed a lot of sacks this season, but they have allowed 3 today. Now 3rd and 18. The Jags need a big play. Deep ball for Shock. 65-yard touchdown. And the Jaguars have exploded here in the 3rd quarter. Specifically, Casey Shock. What a quarter for Shock. 5 catches, 2 touchdowns, including this 65-yard beauty. A bomb from Coco and Wosu, and a great route by Shock, burning the defender. It was 9-10 at halftime, and now it's 29-10. Texans just trying to gain some momentum before the 4th quarter. Final play of the 3rd, Watson with a short pass for Titus Moss, but it's broken up by Leighton Vander Esch. So a disaster of the 3rd quarter for the Texans. They entered the quarter winning. Now they are down by 3 possessions. 4th and 2, Houston forced to go for it. They do get it. Brandon Cooks with the reception. Zaire Wiggins struggled early in this game, but that's Cooks' first reception since the 1st quarter. So in the 2nd and 3rd, Cooks has been vacationing on Wiggins Island. Deep ball here for Herndon to the 23. Nice tackle by Josh Jackson. But now it seems like the Texans' offense has a little bit of pep in their step. The only problem is they completely shut down through the 3rd quarter. Here's Vincenzo Pagnotti breaking tackles to the 9. Pagnotti's played really well today. It's no secret that Jaguars struggle against tight ends. It's been the case for years. And Vincenzo Pagnotti is making this defense look like a bunch of children. There's a nice play for Benny Snell, who gets the receiving touchdown, and Houston's only down by 12. They're not out of this game. The Jags were up by 3 possessions entering the 4th quarter of the Tampa Bay game and lost. There's Charles Omenihu with the sack. And as good as Jacksonville's pass blocking has been, they've been continuously bad today. And the run blocking is not much better in this game. 3rd and 18. What a run by Coco on Owosu, who gets 19 yards and a first down. The Texans were not ready for him to run. A big conversion there. 3rd and 2 now. Look at Davion Riddick. He gets it to the 39-yard line for a big first down conversion. And if the Jaguars can just continue to chew clock here, they'll have no problem winning this game. From the 39, Nwosu, short throw for Bowman. He gets the first down. Jacksonville officially in field goal range now. Coco has 375 passing yards today. That is a lot. From the 14 now, another sack for the Texans. This time, Bernard Drew McKinney. That's 5 on the day now for Houston. Probably the worst performance this year by the Jags offensive line, which doesn't say a lot because the O-line's been pretty good for the most part this year, but today, eek, it's been rough. 3rd and long, and Njoku gets a few there, but not enough for the first down. So the field goal unit will come on. Here's Volker Gantz for a chip shot, and this one goes right down the middle. Volker Gantz currently 4 of 4 on field goals, 3 of 3 on extra points. He's rebounding in a big way today, and it's now 32-17. Still a 2-possession game, I suppose, as there's Pagnotti to the 42-yard line. Deshaun Watson has played pretty well for the most part here in the second half, other than the pick 6 by Josh Jackson. From the 42, flag on the play, Watson sacked. That is Bleat Friarwood, who gets to the quarterback. It's an illegal contact, however, on Rashawn Babineau, and the Texans chose to decline it. So, are they actively tanking? I mean, why would their coach decline that? Are they trying to lose? Bill O'Brien is clearly a hack. And then on the next play, lo and behold, C.J. Henderson gets the interception. Henderson with a return down the sideline. Touchdown, Jacksonville. That should do it. So, they could have had it on the opposing side of the field, but instead they declined the penalty. On the next play, throw an interception. I hope this makes you feel better about your tank, Bill O'Brien. I guess O'Brien is technically their GM still, so that's probably why he did that, but that's a loud statement to the team that you don't care about winning this game. Look at Vincenzo Pagnotti. He cares. It's just a shame that his coach doesn't. Now from the 17, minute and a half to go. Watson back for Pagnotti. Touchdown, Houston. What a performance here from a rookie tight end, Vincenzo Pagnotti, who has dominated the Jaguars today. Houston going to go for 2, trying to make it a 14-point game. Watson under pressure, and he finds a wide-open Titus Moss. So I suppose this game is not over, but Houston really needs to recover this onside kick. And, well, Jacksonville would pick it up pretty easily. It's Zeke Bowman who recovers. There is a flag on the play, however. We'll see where this one ends up. It's going to be a holding call against Jacksonville on Casey Shock. That's actually a big-brained play by Shock, because now the Jaguars have more field to go down to, which means they have more clock to chew, which is actually kind of good. But you know what's not good? That fumble. So the Texans picked it up, but Lonnie Johnson was not in bounds when he recovered it. So it would still be Jacksonville ball, but it was 3rd down, so they punted it anyway, and the Texans have it back, but with much worse field position. Watson on 1st down, short throw in the hands of Benny Snell. The Texans only have 1 timeout. They have to use their time wisely. Instead, they will choose to throw checkdowns. Benny Snell gets around 9, and Houston calls for final timeout, so they're going to need a deep ball here for the end zone with 13 seconds to go. Watson surveying the field, has all the time in the world. Clock is now down to 5 seconds. There's a flag. Watson finally heaves it up, and it's broken, trying to get it to Pagnotti. The penalty is going to be on Zaire Wiggins, so the Texans could get another opportunity to throw a Hail Mary. But again, Bill O'Brien declined the penalty to end the game. So shout out to Madden for being realistic, for having Bill O'Brien being an absolute brain-dead idiot. I understand the Texans would not have won the game regardless, but it's still kind of funny. So a good win here for Jacksonville. It was ugly early, but we really played well in the second half. Coco Nwosu with one of his better performances of the season. Even without DJ Chark, I think Coco played really well. Deshaun Watson wasn't bad. He wasn't great either. Nobody really ran the ball well. Davion Reddick had a nice yards per carry, but our run game just was not consistent. Theirs was not either. Casey Shock, 9 catches, 205 yards, and a touchdown. He just tormented this Texans defense again. I think the Texans defensive coordinator is going to have nightmares about Casey Shock really every night for the rest of his life. And we're going to be having nightmares against Vincenzo Pagnotti because, my God, he was really good. 8 catches, 151 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Both offensive lines were pretty bad. Obviously, neither rushing attack really played well. There was a lot of sacks from both sides. And 2 interceptions, both of which were taken to the house by Henderson and Jackson. And Volker Gantz made all 7 of his kicks. How about that? We do have a new injury, unfortunately. Mike Rhodes has torn his labrum, so he will be done for the rest of the regular season. He will be returning wild card weekend. I imagine we will make the playoffs. We are 9-3. There's no reason for us not to. We are projected to currently finish with the #1 seed in the AFC. We've not clinched a playoff spot at the moment, but we do have the top record in the conference, and we are still leading the division by 3 games. The Colts and Titans are trying to make the AFC South competitive, but I think we've built enough of a lead towards the beginning of the season where I'm really not worried. Casey Shock, unsurprisingly, won Player of the Week, so let me give you some stats that might blow your mind. In the 2 games this year against the Texans, Casey Shock had 24 catches for 499 yards and 7 touchdowns. In the other 10 games this season, Casey Shock has not scored once. So clearly, he is just the Texan killer, I guess. Hope you guys enjoyed. Next episode, we're going to be taking on Keith Fleming and the 3-9 Carolina Panthers. Should be fun. Hope you guys are ready for that. I'm out. Peace.